Hey everybody. So today I just figured I would hop on here. I'm sitting down and getting some repairs done, and I just figured I would hop on here while I'm working on some repairs and talk about the POPCase, the original POPCase. This is a completely original design that pops up to full size to accommodate a full size wig. And I've had and been accumulating some questions, some FAQs about the POPCase that I wanted to discuss with you and show you. So let's jump right in. So I've accumulated a list of about 8 questions about the POPCase that people have asked. So FAQs, frequently asked questions about the POPCase, and I'll jump right in. Question number 1 was about the inspiration for the POPCase. So for those of you who know or don't know, I'm kind of like a spokesperson for the POPCase, but I'm not the only owner of the POPCase design. A friend and I were just literally brainstorming just ideas that would just revolutionize. We were just talking, we were just yakking on the phone about what we could think of that could revolutionize the wig industry. You know, something that hasn't been done before. You know, there's 100 million designs of brushes, combs, the ideal brush, the ideal bowl, and the ideal head, and the ideal this and the ideal that. But we just thought that carrying cases are something that haven't been revolutionized in years. And so it just came to us, and we literally just said, like, what about that pop-up design, like from a hamper? And that's literally how we were inspired to create the POPCase. Obviously, we went through all the design features, and we went through the sampling phase. We went through about 6 different designs to make sure that we kept all the best features and eliminated all the worst features, improved on some features more than others, and eliminated certain things that were we felt didn't work with the design. And we feel like we really truly came to the best place. Going from the question about the inspiration for the POPCase straight to the next question, which would be what makes it unique, is no questions asked, this feature right here that makes the POPCase fold flat and store in no space at all. It literally can go in your closet and takes up, okay, it's a little higher than a pair of shoes, but it's narrower than a pair of shoes, so it can go in so many different areas, you know, shelves, drawers, whatever, at the bottom of a drawer. And it comes in this little satin carrying pouch, so that if you're worried about like the Velcro catching on anything, that, you know, it stays neat in your closet and stays contained, can stay in your car in the satin pouch and just stay contained and neat and accessible at all times. It literally can fit into like some of the shoulder bags that I have. So that's the most unique feature of the POPCase, but there are so many other amazing features in the POPCase. One of my favorite parts of the POPCase is this pocket that, when the factory originally designed it for us, didn't fit like enough of a brush. And so we told them to make the pocket, like, we went through every design feature on this, so I just, there's everything in this that I love and that we made that really just makes it so different than any other wig carrying solution you've ever had in the past. The next FAQ about the POPCase is more of an FA than an FAQ. This is not so much a question that people ask as much as something that I find myself telling people about the POPCase and answering in advance before they get a chance to ask this question. So rather than ask me whether or not it can go on an airplane, I tell people right away, the POPCase really doesn't belong on an airplane unless you're going to collapse it and stick it in your carry-on, because it doesn't take up that much space at all. And you could stick this in your carry-on. But if you're looking to carry your styled wig in one of those traditional suitcase size boxes, that's not a job for the POPCase. And I'll be honest with you, over all the years, I've always given people travel solutions that include just a simple shopping bag and some tissue paper, because I believe that those big, giant, clumsy, clunky boxes, and I guess this question just goes right back to our original inspiration for the POPCase, those big, clumsy boxes are, first of all, expensive, and B, they take up so much space and collect so much dust in your closet, and C, travel very clumsily. Like, you have to go on an airline that includes that. Like, okay, I know one specific airline that travels to Israel, you know, that counts that giant clunky case as a separate carry-on in addition to a pocketbook or a backpack or something like that, and allows you that plus one. Otherwise, that whole big thing counts as a carry-on. So what are you going to do? You're going to stuff your wallet and your personal belongings in that big clunky box with your wig. Then what's the point of having that big clunky box? Did I say big clunky box enough times? What's the point of having that big clunky box to keep your wig all pristine in its set and in its style if you're going to stuff other things in there? And so the POPCase does not necessarily keep your style as pristine if it's a pinned up and perfect style. But the round shape of the POPCase, and another feature that we didn't mention, is the satin lining. So you see, we line this with satin. So, and these straps in the bottom hold your styrofoam head in place. So if your wig topples or falls sideways or anything like that, the satin lining will keep your style relatively intact and not get all fluffed up and fuzzed up and all of that. So this kind of like overlaps from like something I wish people would know, but also one of my favorite features that we like threw in there. We put so many great features in here that people don't even realize, and I wish people would realize all of the thought that went into the design of the POPCase. Again, like I said, the last question leads into the next question, and the next question, the next frequently asked question that we get is if the POPCase is for every situation and every you know, and every case. And it's really not necessarily, because like I said, on an airplane, once it's in the expanded size, it might get compressed. Your wig might get knocked around if you try to put this tall thing into an overhead container. It's not going to get completely smashed because you have a styrofoam head in there, so it's not going to get completely smashed. But it's not ideal for all situations. But we really feel that the POPCase, in its compact form and easy to expand form, really fills a void in the industry, an empty space where no other product ever really served exactly this purpose. It's great for going in and out of your car, to and from your stylist, to and from family members, any situation where you would be taking a styrofoam head with you to take your wig off and go to that and change or whatever. It's great for quick swap-ins. It's great for staying in your car. It's great for staying in your closet without taking up a ton of space. Did I mention it doesn't take up a ton of space? I think I said it a couple of times. One more FAQ that we do get constantly, not something I'm just making up and that I want you to hear about the POPCase, is a lot of people ask me, would it be good for my sister-in-law, my niece, my uncle, my aunt, my dogs, cows, brothers, sister? Who would the POPCase be good for? And the truth is, the POPCase makes a really great gift. One thing I didn't mention in all of the previous FAQs is the price point. We priced the POPCase and we designed it and we made sure that all of these features that we wanted to put into it would fit into a very specific price point, where those big clunky boxes are much more expensive and the small travel boxes don't really hold your style intact because you have to fold your wig and roll it up in a ball. And those are much less expensive. The POPCase falls right in between those. And we do have a set retail price that we sell it for online, but I'm not going to quote it here because the POPCase is sold by a bunch of different retailers who also sometimes will personalize it, and then they charge more for the personalization. So the POPCase varies, but in general, across the board, the price point falls right in that middle price point, which is what makes it a really great gift. It's not too cheap and not too expensive, and it just makes it great for just about anybody. This particular size, which is the first size that we got in stock, accommodates a very tall 20-inch head, 20-inch head, and therefore it's not ideal for people who have a shorter wig and need a shorter head, because frankly it's just a waste of space in its open position. And that's one thing that when we designed the POPCase we really didn't want. We didn't want any wasted space. Another frequently asked question that comes up with the POPCase a lot is people will tell me, especially when I show them the POPCase, this feature doesn't work for me, that feature doesn't work for me, the other thing, whatever. If somebody says that all those features don't work for them, the next thing that follows in the conversation is, so when are you going to come out with the next version that is shorter, rounder, more solid, more this, more that? And I'm going to be totally honest with you. We thought of all those features before you mentioned them to us. We considered which features we could include, and we considered which features we can't include. Because we are a startup, we just had an idea and threw a little money and time and whatever into this concept. We really didn't plan in 1 year we're going to do this, and in 2 years we're going to do this, and in 3 years we're going to do this, and we're working on that plan now. We're kind of going back to the drawing board and trying to figure out exactly when we're going to do all of those. Do we have plans to expand the POPCase line of wig travel products? Absolutely. When? Not so sure yet, but we are working on, we started with that first big size and we are now bringing in, but it's a very slow process, the next size smaller. The first size accommodates 18, 19, 20-inch heads, and the next size will be accommodating 15-inch heads and smaller. So we're super excited about that. Stay tuned for that. And finally, the most frequently asked question about all the POPCases is, where can I get mine? And that's the question that gets me the most excited, because it means that people are excited, are genuinely excited about the POPCase and our design and how we've put it together for everybody. So here goes. We've sold it to a bunch of Scheitelmachers, Baltimore, Canada, Florida, Cleveland. I unfortunately can't list all of them. There's a bunch in the tri-state area, also Muncie, New York, New Jersey. So we're super excited about the amount of Scheitelmachers that are carrying the POPCase, and we'd love for you to visit our POPCase page on Instagram and for all the locations, and you can see that in our highlights on the POPCase page on Instagram, or you can DM us on the POPCase page for more details about where to find your POPCase. In addition, and this is the most exciting part, you can get your POPCase on Amazon, which is crazy accessible to anybody and everybody, and we're so excited about that also, and we are planning on doing our best to keep that in stock on a regular basis. And across the board, it is almost always the same price, except for, like I mentioned before, if there's any personalization. We're so excited that you're excited about the POPCase, and we're so excited that you watched all these videos about the frequently asked questions so that we could explain it all to you. Thank you so much.